Just finished watching the Bears against the Niners. It was a great game. I've now adopted the Niners now that the Chiefs are out of the playoffs as my team to win the Super Bowl. I love Kyle Shanahan. I really hope they go all the way this year. And this game had everything. If they're going to meet in the playoffs, I hope it's like this again. It's a great shootout. The Niners narrowly won the match, but it was a game that had everything. And especially if you're a neutral fan, you would have really loved this game. Must have been nerve-wracking if you were a Bears or a Niners fan. Before we get into the analysis, just do me a really big favor and hit that subscribe button, especially if you're a returning viewer. It means you like my stuff, but you're not hitting subscribe. If you like it, just hit subscribe. It would really help me out. And now let's get on with the video. So the game starts with a pick six. Edwards intercepts Purdy's pass that was tipped by Johnson, and he runs it into the end zone. And it was a perfect start for the Bears, catastrophic start for the Niners. I didn't know how the game was going to go. I didn't know if that meant it was going to be a really tight game, defensive game, but it wasn't. It went end to end. They respond with a touchdown from Tunges. They obviously stop the Bears, and then they take the lead. McCaffrey having yet another amazing season. He responds with a huge run, probably his biggest run of the year. Robinson chipped in with the run, and Purdy finished the drive with a touchdown, and it was 7-14. The Bears responded with a huge throw from Williams, finding Burden with a 45-yard pass. He ended up throwing for 330 yards today, throwing 2 touchdown passes. But again, the Niners responded. McCaffrey had 2 runs in this drive. One of them ended in a touchdown. He ran for 140 yards off 23 attempts. He had another solid game. And I don't think there's a running back better. He runs the ball so well. He can do everything. He can receive the ball really well. And he just allows there to be opportunities for the receivers later on in the game, especially because he's a receiving option himself. The Bears respond with another long pass to Loveland, who scores another touchdown. They level the game again. And then we finally see the defense of one team make a play. Purdy gets sacked. I'm thinking the Bears are finally going to get stopped and reverse the score. But that doesn't happen because Purdy finds McCaffrey with a long throw, making it 3rd and short. And then they go for it on 4th down. And I don't know if you watched my review of the Cowboys game. Dak Prescott got so many 4th downs, which I think led to their victory. And it's these points in a game that I think are really, really important. They went for it on 4th. It converted the 4th down and led to Purdy's 2nd touchdown of the game. When you think you're about to make a stop, a team goes for it on 4th and then they make it. That's like a gut punch to the defense who finally thought they were going to make a stop. But the Bears picked themselves up. They replied. They made it 28-28. And then Purdy, with the play of the game, made it 35-28. He gets the ball. He scrambles. He dances around. And then he throws it to Juszczyk, who receives the ball, thinking, oh, my God, he was just watching him for so long in that play. He was just watching, thinking, oh, my God, is he going to get... And then eventually was like, he just stood there. Just went, oh, thanks. Cheers, mate. And the Niners take the lead again. But Purdy again had another great game. The pick six at the beginning of the match was completely forgotten. He scored 303 throwing yards, 3 touchdowns, and then 2 touchdowns himself. So he had a huge contribution in the game. He was massively important. But the Bears were still in it. They go back, they reply, then they get a field goal to take the lead. So they're 38-35 at this point. Jennings scores to make it 42-38, and then the Bears have an opportunity in the last drive of the game. They got to the red zone. There were trick plays, there were scrambles, and in the very, very last play of the game, Williams did his best to keep the play going. He was scrambling, he was ducking, he was diving, but his throw missed his mark, and the Niners nicked the victory. What that means is if they beat the Seattle Seahawks next week on the 4th, then they're the #1 seed in the NFC going into the playoffs. Just a quick roundup of the rest of the games. We had the Baltimore Ravens beating the Green Bay Packers 41-24. The New Orleans Saints, now not my worst team in the NFL this season. It's the Tennessee Titans, which is really disappointing because they beat the Chiefs last week. That was gutting. 34-26. The Pittsburgh Steelers, super unpredictable again, lose to the Cleveland Browns 13-6. We had the Jacksonville Jags against the Colts. That was a good game. I watched it. A very defensive performance, but a narrow victory for the Jags, 23-17. I was quite happy for Trevor Lawrence. I think he's had a great season. The Bucs lost to the Dolphins, 20-17. The Patriots, 42-10 victory against the Jets. I thought that would happen. I think we all thought that would happen. I think that puts them in the strongest position to win their division. because the Bills lost to the Eagles narrowly, 13-12. I did watch much of that game, but I missed the last quarter. I fell asleep on the sofa, unfortunately. Seahawks with another game against the Carolina Panthers, 27-10. The Cardinals lost to the Bengals, 37-14. Giants beat the Raiders, 34-10. And like I said, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Buffalo Bills 13-12. It looked like the Eagles had a really good first half of that game. I watched the first half and a little bit of the third quarter. It looked like a classic Eagles and Bills performance where the Eagles were solid in the first half and filtered off in the second. But clearly by the scoreline, I missed the last quarter. They were clearly able to hold off the Buffalo Bills. I will watch the rest of that today, have a look at what happened there. But that's the week, the Christmas and the weekend's NFL matches reviewed. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything that I said, especially about Christian McCaffrey. I've been banging on about him for the whole season now. I think he is the best running back in the NFL in a league that is blessed with so many good running backs. We've got Gibbs, we've got Cook, we've got various others. But I think Christian McCaffrey is the number one. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to hit subscribe.